I think that no nation can donate liberation to another nation. Liberation is not money to be donated. It should be achieved in a country by the people themselves. The ongoing developments in Afghanistan and Iraq prove this claim. People of other countries only can give us a helping hand in support. I think that Australia could play a great role if Australian policymakers really want to help Afghan people and bring positive changes. They must align their policies according to the aspirations and wishes of Afghan people, rather than following the policy of US. They must recognize the needs of Afghan people and stop any kind of support to the warlords and reactionary and ignorant element within the system. Only by such policy they can gain people's trust and will prove themselves as real friends of Afghan people. The US government always relies on the most dirty and brutal bans in Afghanistan, but all other peace-loving countries must prove to our people that they are relying on poor Afghan people and its democratic-minded individuals and groups. This is the only correct policy that they can help Afghan people and guarantee a bright future for them. True friends of Afghan people must care for the voice of our men and women for justice. They should realize the existence of the fundamentalist groups of any brand as political and military forces is the core and main cause of all the problems in Afghanistan. They should know that bringing the Northern Alliance to power was the key to all the disasters that we are experiencing today. The effectiveness and usefulness of the eyes of troops is very much dependent on the policies of all those governments who have troops in our country. I urge Australia once again to act independently. I want to ask all real friends and well-wishers of Afghan people to stress on the fact that criminals like Sayaf, Rabbani, Qanuni, Muhaqqiq, Fahim, Dostam, Mullah Rakati, the former Russian puppets should be removed from power and put on trial. I am well aware of the hardships, challenges, and death threat from anti-democracy forces, but I trust my people. One day, they may kill me as they have gained in power in the support of the US government, but they can never silence my voice and hide the truth. I am proud to be a beacon of hope for my people and enjoy strong support from their side in my mission for democracy and freedom. I accept from Afghan young generation and everywhere in the world that they must not forget their people, and by supporting democratic-minded anti-fundamentalist forces and individuals who work inside Afghanistan with huge difficulties, they can play their due role in pushing their motherland towards the prosperous future. Your moral and material support gives me more power and determination to fight the enemies of democracy and humanity in my devastated Afghanistan. Thank you very much.
On behalf of everyone here this morning, I'd like to thank you, Malalai, for your talk. Distressing, horrifying, but inspiring too. You've achieved so much in your young life. I can't believe how young you are. You've established an orphanage and a health clinic. You've now been elected to represent your region in the parliament. Now you've consistently spoken out against the warlords, survived assassination attempts, and raised awareness of the plight of your people and the role of the warlords in many countries, such as you have, many countries around the world, such as you have with us this morning. The task that you've set yourself to drive war criminals from decision-making positions in Afghanistani government is so confronting that most of us could only imagine, well, frankly, running away from it. Not only have you tackled this task with incredible courage and energy, but you've clearly already achieved results. You've had the appointment of senior officials reviewed, and you've given thousands of women the courage in your country, the courage and pride to stand up and participate in public gatherings such as International Women's Day. Malalai, you've brought us a picture of a developing country that's facing really quite shocking challenges. But there is actually much in your talk that's relevant to we women here in Australia, not just in thinking about Afghanistan and the developing world, but in thinking about the challenges that still lie ahead for us in a so-called developed world. If you can stand up against the warlords, surely we can stand up against injustice in our own society. Malalai, thank you for your time today. Your courage and your vision has inspired us all. I think you've given us a newfound strength to work towards a just society which respects its citizens and fosters an environment in which every individual has the opportunity to develop, to participate and to contribute without oppression. Thank you, Malalai.
To Malalai Joya, I believe I speak for everyone present in saying that we're honoured you were our guest speaker at our breakfast this morning. May you continue to inspire and lead women in your country towards a happier future. And on your return to Afghanistan, know that you take with you the admiration, friendship and good wishes of us all. On behalf of Zonta and the other wonderful women's organisations who are members of UNIFEM and represented here today, I'd like to thank Malalai Joya for a magnificent speech. And it's my great pleasure to present her with a bouquet of yellow roses, kindly donated by Pearson's Florist.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rosalind Strong and I'm the President of UNIFEM Australia, which is the national committee which supports the work of UNIFEM. We're delighted that you're all here this morning, and I'm sure you are, as I am, very affected by what we've heard this morning from Malalai Joya. For those women who speak out and call for change, life can be lonely and hard and it can be dangerous. But as others join them, they can move mountains. We've heard that 5 years after the fall of the Taliban, the gains made on paper for women and girls are not matched by the reality when you look at what is happening on the ground. We would like you to join us, become part of UNIFEM Australia or any of the other organisations that are working to support the women of Afghanistan and the women of over 100 developing countries where UNIFEM programs operate. I hope many of you will continue, I'm sure all of us, will continue to think about the messages we've heard this morning. It's splendid to have so many of you here, and what I want to do is acknowledge the people who've caused it to happen. We've never had such a big event in Sydney, and of course it's the drawing power of Malalai Joya that we have 1,500 of you here, and it's the organisational capability of Belinda Allen and her committee that you're all seated at tables, you've all had breakfast, and you've all had a chance to hear this speech this morning. I'd like you to join me in thanking Belinda and everybody who's...
No longer true.